And there was a moment tonight, Ben, where Kieran Gilbert asked the audience to put up their hands, and he said, you know, tell me who here is struggling with the cost of living. I mean, it was a majority of the room put their hand up. We're in the heart of Western Sydney here. This is a marginal seat, typical of mainstream Australian voters, really. So Ben Dutton addressed that. He sought to use the fact, you know, look at the history of the past 3 years, and he said to people, this is reflective of broader Australia, and people are doing it tough. And this is where he's trying to focus the campaign. We all thought it would be a lot easier for him because cost of living has been such a major issue. I
think this is one of the key successes of tonight for Peter Dutton, is that he actually humanised the cost of living issue. So, as you said, he leveraged off the grim picture of all those hands going up, and actually was successfully turned that into a narrative about the human misery that has been wrought, in his words, by this Albanese government. So, in that sense, I think he started to build his narrative. I felt like his press conference today, he started to refine it as well. It's like he's starting to get match fit. And if you could reduce the mission for Peter Dutton tonight, it was to reset and to reframe it. Because up until now, it's all been framed by Labor. Tonight, I feel like there's been a reframing.
Yeah. And Ben, I want to ask as well if you agree with Clennell that Dutton won the debate.
Yeah, I think he did. I think you expect the opposition leader to win debates. I mean, let's not forget, I think Albanese probably won the 3 last time, and Morrison the 3 before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he won it. He was clear, he was focused, and he was across the detail. Mind you, Albanese was across the detail too, and he had a couple of zingers there, but Dutton showed that he was serious.
One thing we haven't spoken about yet, Andrew, is the little tiff around education as well. Another area that is naturally a strength for Labor.
Yeah, it is. And the thing that the government at the time, the Abbott government, I don't think defined enough was that Julia Gillard really mined the villages for them, right? So he was trying to point out the original plan had education spending and health spending sliding way up, so we had to pare it back. Whereas the state government then came out and said, you're cutting everything. So he was able to explain that pretty well and try and get on top of that issue. And another thing I think was really significant is there were arguments on both sides of the migration argument.
Yeah.
This seat, heavily multicultural, a lot of the marginals are, and I felt it interesting. I found this door knocking with Andrew Charlton yesterday. There were people on either side of the debate. There were people who say you've let too many people in too quickly, and there are people saying to Peter Dutton, oh, you're going to be mean to migrants, and that's the difficulty for him during this campaign.
Really tough balancing act, and we did see questions that went to both of those things tonight. Ben Dutton spoke about immigration, linking it to housing affordability and the housing supply, which of course is as well a critical issue.
Yeah, absolutely critical that he did that, and that was speaking to all of Australia, not just Western Sydney, particularly those fringe electorates as well, as we were talking about earlier. But it is interesting, isn't it, how the electorate has changed. I think we were here in 2013, and it would have been a very different set of questions about migration then to what we're seeing today.
Yep, all right. Andrew Clennell, Ben English, great to have your insights. Really appreciate your time.